Hello all, I would be covering NCERT Exemplars of class 10th probability chapter. So let's start with it. So the first question is, if an event that cannot occur, then its probability is. Out of these all, we have option 1, second option is 3 by 4, third option is 1 by 2, and the last option is 0. So if an event that cannot occur, then its probability will be equal to 0. Option D. Now moving on to another one. Which of the following cannot be the probability of an event? So as you know that probability of an event lies between 0 to 1. So it should be between 0 and 1 to be a probability of an event. So it says cannot be. That means in this case 1 by 3 can be a probability. 0.1 can be a probability, 3% can be a probability because it lie between 0 to 1, and the last option, that is 17 by 16, is actually greater than 1. If it is greater than 1, that means it verifies that the option D is the probability which cannot be an event. So the last option is the right one. Let's move on to next one. So it says an event is very unlikely to happen. Its probability is closest to. Very unlikely, that means minimum chances are there that there will be an event. So in this case we have four quantities. So the one which you think is the least is the answer to this question. So out of these all, the first part is actually the right option, where it is given that the probability is of 0.001, which is actually minimum among the given values. So we will say that the right option is A part. Next question, if the probability of an event is P, then the probability of its complementary event will be. Complementary basically means that the another event that is happening consecutively with the P event. So for this we have a formula, probability of an event plus probability of complementary event is equal to 1. Now probability of an event is P and probability of complementary event is unknown to us and we have 1. So that means probability of complementary event is equal to 1 minus P. So that means right option out of all is C part. Moving on to the next one. It says the probability expressed as a percentage of a particular occurrence can never be less than 100, less than 0, greater than 1, anything but a whole number. So as you know that probability lies between 0 and 1, and when it is converted into percentage, it will be between 0 and 100. So cannot be negative, it cannot be negative. So that verifies that less than 0 will be the answer, to this question. Moving on to the next one. If PA denotes the probability of an event A, then out of these which condition satisfy? So the right option is C, because the probability of an event always lies between 0 and 1. So remember this is a very important part of probability chapter. Moving on to the next, if a card is selected from a deck of 52 cards, then the probability of it being a red face card. Now, if we talk about red face card, we have Jack, Queen, King, and on the other deck we again have Jack, Queen, King. That means in total we have 6 cards. One is actually of hearts and another deck is of diamonds. So face cards, we have 3 face cards in hearts and diamonds. So therefore we have red face cards as 6 in total. If we need to find the probability, So probability will be 6 over total number of outcomes, that is 52. So 6 over 52 can be reduced. So the right option is 3 over 26, A option. Moving on to the next one, 19th question. The probability that a non-leap year selected at random will contain 53 Sundays is. Now, when we talk about number of days in non-leap year, that means number of days in non-leap year is 365. Now, number of weeks in a year will be 365 over 7, which will be equal to 52 1 over 7. That means there are 52 weeks. Now, out of this, 1 day is left. Number of days left will be 1. That means we need to find that the probability that a non-leap year selected at random will contain 53 Sundays is. So that means the other day, maybe we have one left day out of this. Number of days left, we will write number of days left. Now, it could be Sunday, it could be Monday, it could be Tuesday, it could be Wednesday, it could be Thursday, it could be Friday and Saturday. So that means total number of outcomes from here will be 7 and number of days left is 1. So the probability will be 1 over 7. So this is the right option. Now the next one, when a die is thrown, the probability of getting an odd number less than 3 is. So first of all, total number of outcomes on a die is 6. Now it says getting an odd number less than 3. Less than 3 basically means it should be an odd number. So we only have 1. So number which is odd as well as less than 3 is 1. So therefore FE in this case is 1. So let's find PE. So PE will be FE over DE, total number of outcomes. F is denoted as favorable outcomes. So this will be 1 over 6. That means the right option is A part. Moving on to another one, it says a card is drawn from a deck of 52 cards. The event E is that card is not an ace of hearts. The number of outcomes favorable to E is. So favorable event E is all cards except the ace of heart, and ace of heart is only 1. So that means 52 minus 1 equals 51. So right option is D in this case. Because we need to just find the number of favorable outcomes. We don't need to find any probability here. So therefore it is a whole number. So that's for 21st. Moving on to the next one. So it says that a girl calculates that the probability of her winning the first prize in a lottery is 0.08. If 6,000 tickets are sold, how many tickets has she bought? So in this case, that total outcomes are 6,000 and FE is unknown to us. Probability is there. Probability in this case is 0.08. So the formula for probability is FE over DE. Now putting the values of all, PE can be written as 0.08 and FE is unknown to us. DE is there, that is 6,000. So 6,000 into 0.08 gives us FE. So it will be 480. That means the right option is C. Let's move on to the next one. So in this it says one ticket is drawn at random from a bag containing tickets 1 to 40. That means TE in this case is 40. the probability that the selected ticket has a number which is multiple of 5. So it should be a multiple of 5. So in these tickets, we would have favorable outcomes as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 35, and the last one will be 45. So they are all multiples of 5. So there are 8 multiples in total. So it will be 8 over 40. The probability will be 8 over 40. So if we reduce this, we will get 1 over 5. That means A is the right option. Moving on to the next. So it says someone is asked to take a number from 1 to 100. The probability that it is a prime number. So out of 1 to 100, we have prime numbers 25. There are total 25 prime numbers between 1 to 100. Remember this for every question, or for 10th class at least, you remember that there are 25 prime numbers between 1 to 100. So that means FE in this case is 25. We need to find PE. So PE will be FE over TE. FE in this case is 25. 25 numbers of prime number are there, and then total are 100. So 25 over 100, it will be 1 by 4. So that means the third option is the right one. Now the next one. A school has 5 houses, A, B, C, D and E. A has 23 students, 4 from house A. A class has 23 students. House A has 4 students and B has 8, C has 5 and D has 2 and the rest from house E. So as there are 23, that means it should be a total of 23. So 4 plus 8, 12, 12 plus 5, 17, 17 plus 2, 19. 23 take away 19 will be 4. That means E in this case is 4. So a single student is selected at random to be the class monitor. The probability that the selected student is not from A, B, C. So FE will be total is 23 minus, we need to take away these 3, that is 4, 8 and 5. So it will be 23, take away 4 plus 8 will be 12, 12 plus 5 will be 17. So 23 take away 17 will be 6. Now moving on, we need to find the probability. So the probability will be 6 over total is 23. So 6 over 23 is the right option, that is B part. So that's all for the probability. I will continue with the next chapter in next video.